2025 has been the year where we do really kind of see a shift from the government basically being oblivious to crypto, attacking crypto, to all of a sudden making crypto the number one priority of theirs to ensure that they are the leader in the race towards this tech, but also to ensure that hostility towards this technology and this entire space is no longer a concern of ours. 2025 is definitely a big year. And I feel like this is going to just continue to become a much bigger thing. I think that 2026, I think 2027, and I think that just going forward, we're not going to see the embracement of this space and this tech slow down. Yeah, we might see bull and bear markets. Doesn't really matter, right? The main thing that we are looking at here is that this is the year where everything shifted from crypto being this, extremely negative environment. All right, crypto's this, crypto's that, avoid crypto, to all of a sudden, this is extremely valuable technology. This is technology that will power, multiple industries, major markets, and it's just now becoming a reality. I feel like we're now at that shift in time where, crypto is becoming a mature and sought after asset class, and it's just going to continue to grow from this point on. Now, when we think about that, we obviously go back to July. We go back to July where the White House unveiled their crypto policy roadmap. This is meant to usher in the golden age. Right around the same exact time, we got that full report from the White House, which was strengthening American leadership in digital financial technology. Again, clear confirmation that crypto is not going away. Crypto is going to continue to be a main priority from every single government in the world. Because again, if the US is starting to tap into this and lock in on crypto, every nation is going to do this as well. Over the last couple of days, it has come to my attention that we are now witnessing more and more users having money frozen on exchanges like MEXC. This is a big issue, and it's an issue that plagues the crypto space. It's at a time where these exchanges are not fully regulated. It's a big issue. This is why when I've always mentioned if you wanted to hold your crypto in custody, it could be cold storage. It doesn't matter where you are holding it. Never hold it on these exchanges. Now, I will say ITrustCapital does offer a premium custody account, which provides you institutional grade custody. This is a US-based company with live client service and support. And you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 on this platform, which is a closed loop system that is extremely secure with low fees. We could also see here that ITrustCapital does provide you with every single thing that you possibly need when you are buying, selling, or holding crypto on their platform. If you guys do want to sign up with a premium custody account today, you guys are more so welcome to do so through my link that is down in the description below. If you deposit $1,000, you get a $100 funding bonus on top of it. And with that being said, let's jump back on into the video. The second paragraph here, the working group as the author of this report endorses the notion that digital assets and blockchain technologies can revolutionize not just America's financial system, but systems of ownership and governance economy-wide. American entrepreneurs who pioneer new industries using these technologies deserve both clarity on the policies that affect their efforts and praise for the progress they have made. Again, when we think about this, this is that clear green light that crypto and everything we thought about when it comes back to crypto is becoming a reality. A new financial system built on crypto rails, on digital rails, that's becoming a reality. The future of almost every single industry and every single market living on chain, that's becoming a reality. And what's even crazier about this is recently Trump was on 60 Minutes. Now, I'm not going to play this video only because I know for a fact that I'll get a copyright strike. But we have Trump. I only care about one thing. We will be number one in crypto. Here we have from Bitcoin Magazine, Trump doubles down on crypto leadership, defends CZ pardon on 60 Minutes. So, right off the rip, the number one thing that we're looking at here is the quote: "I only care about one thing. Will we be number one in crypto?" President Trump framed crypto as a high-stakes, winner-takes-all industry, likening it to artificial intelligence in terms of national importance. In crypto, it's a kind of industry where basically you're going to have number one and you're not going to have a number two. And right now, we are number one by a long shot. President Trump also pointed to China's booming crypto initiatives, noting China is getting into it very big, and insisted that the US leadership is crucial to prevent other nations from dominating the market. Trump also suggested that his previous campaigns, which openly supported crypto, helped secure what he called the crypto vote. Obviously, it doesn't really matter. The main thing that we're looking at here is the fact that he is doubling down on crypto. He is fully still embracing crypto. And it's not just him. In fact, President Trump's crypto czar also is saying that crypto is the industry of the future. Listen closely to this.
Well, there are two technologies that I guess are relatively new, and so there's a lot of fear of them. And I think people don't necessarily know that much about them. They don't really know what to make of them. I think that from a policy standpoint, and we can talk about the similarities and differences, the approaches are a little different. I think with crypto, the main thing that's needed is regulatory certainty. All the entrepreneurs I've talked to over the years, they all say the same thing, which is just tell us what the rules are. We're happy to comply, but people, Washington won't tell us what they are. And in fact, during the Biden years, you had an SEC chairman who took an approach, which I guess has been called regulation through enforcement, which basically means you just get prosecuted. They don't tell you what the rules are. You just basically get indicted. And then everyone else is supposed to divine what the rules are as you get prosecuted and fined and imprisoned. So that was the approach for several years. And, and as a result of that, basically the whole crypto industry was in the process of moving offshore. And America, I think, was being deprived of this industry of the future. And so President Trump, during his campaign and last year, he gave a now famous speech in Nashville in which he declared that he would make the United States the crypto capital of the planet and that he would fire Gensler. That was like the big applause line. I think he's talked about how surprised he was at, what a big, ovation he got at that. So he said it again and the crowd erupted again. But in any event, he promised basically to provide this clarity so that, the industry would understand what the rules are, be able to comply. In turn, that should provide greater protection for consumers and businesses, everyone who's part of the ecosystem, and it makes America more competitive. So I think that's sort of the mandate on crypto is, in a way, it's.
And yeah, listen, this is essentially where we're at right now, where one of the biggest catalysts right now around crypto is clarity. I do think that David Sachs is 100% on point here, where he is talking about, how there's so many big players still on the sidelines waiting for clarity. I do think that the crypto space is going to get very, very interesting once we have that market structure bill in place. And what's interesting about this is Coinbase's CEO, which I recently talked about as well in a video, even he is saying that, listen, this market structure bill will be crypto's next big catalyst. This is from Brian Armstrong back in September. This is regarding the Clarity Act. Market structure bill will be crypto's next big catalyst. I've never been more bullish. Check this out.
The Genius Act, which passed recently, provided clear rules for crypto stablecoins. This was a historic piece of legislation, and the Trump administration did an incredible job pushing this forward. Of course, both President Trump himself, who said that he wants the United States to be the crypto capital of the world, and folks like Senator Haggerty and David Sachs, and a number of people came together to pass that. There's now one more piece of legislation that, as you said, got bipartisan support in the House already and now is being debated in the Senate. And this is what we call market structure legislation, which just simply means it's covering all of the non-stablecoin crypto assets, things like Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it's resolving some of these outstanding issues from the last administration that got weaponized by people like Gary Gensler trying to go after the crypto industry because it wasn't clear, were these a commodity, were they a security? So this legislation is making great progress. I've never been more bullish on the chances to get it passed into law. This freight train has left the station, and there's people on both sides of the aisle in the Senate that are eager to get this legislation put on the books. Now, this hasn't stopped the big bank lobby from coming in trying to throw a wrench into things. They actually want to go in and ban rewards on stablecoins, and that was already settled in the prior Genius Act that I just mentioned. But I'm not too worried about it. The senators we spoke to aren't really going to entertain reopening that issue, and so hopefully this legislation gets passed into law very soon.
Well, listen, this is one of the rare topics that Congress comes together on.
So yeah, I mean, listen, I'm 100% on the side of the fact that this will be the next big catalyst. Because if you think about it logically, right, it goes back to the whole idea of the SEC lawsuit with Ripple, right? Everyone talked about the lawsuit with Ripple. They said, all right, well, you know what? Once this case ends, we're going to see the floodgates open. And guess what? From the lawsuit ending, we witnessed Ripple acquire so many big companies. We started to see adoption around both Ripple and even XRP picking up in a big way. We started to see the ecosystem around XRP picking up in a big way. And I just feel like we're going to see the same thing for the entirety of crypto. I think that this post here from Marty Party is perfectly, put. We have, yes, the market structure bill will slash crypto manipulation by 70 to 90% overnight. It's not perfect, but it's the biggest anti-manipulation hammer Congress has ever swung at crypto. What bill are we talking about? The Digital Asset Market Clarity Act of 2025, aka the Clarity Act. Trump White House says we will sign it before Christmas. Same DNA as 2024's Fit 21, but tougher on fraud. It kills manipulation. Bans wash trading, fake volume, 40% of Bitcoin volume on Binance, Bybit. OKX is wash trading to liquidate leveraged traders. Illegal in stock since 1936. The CFTC gets real-time surveillance plus auto flags 90% plus order cancellation. Offenders delisted in 48 hours. Spoofing, layering, ghost orders, 1 in 5 large trades. CFTC mandates order book transparency plus proof of reserves. Front running equals felony. SEC keeps kill switch on security tokens. Remember, CFTC already fined Binance $4.3 billion for wash trading in 2024. Post clarity, every US facing exchange must register as digital commodity exchange plus monthly audits or instant ban. Offshore manipulators blocked at the ISP level for US users. It is coming. The market will change entirely. And I think that this is going to be a big game changer because it's not just about what it does for institutional players and enterprise players that are sitting on the sidelines. They will get access to crypto in a big way. They will start to move in on crypto. Very exciting stuff. But it's also the market itself. Over the last couple of weeks, we have witnessed the market have this nice little run up, sell off, run up, sell off. Constant repeat. Price manipulation in this market is 100% a thing. What we are seeing here from Marty Party, wash trading, ghost trading, all this kind of stuff, it's 100% a reality. The front running, the MEV sandwiching, all of this stuff is a reality. It's not like we just, come up with this whole narrative around like, oh, hey, price action is manipulated because of X, Y, and Z. No, it's always been, manipulated. If, every single market out there in the world has manipulation tied to it. It's the number one reason why we have some of the rules that we have in place. Now, the Clarity Act, it's not just bullish for this manipulation ending. It's also very bullish for the entire market opening up. And, Coinbase is very active on this. On October 26th, they said crypto needs clarity. America voted for it. Now it's time for the Senate to act. We went to DC last week to remind Capitol Hill that crypto voters are watching closely. Here we got the update from October 24th. I met with 25 senators in the last 2 days working to get market structure clarity done. I'm glad to report the urgency and momentum is high. And again, it is because market structure is, this Clarity Act is so crucial for digital assets, for the entire financial system, for, tokenization as a whole, for these new, essentially markets that are going to be created through it. I just think that when it comes back to these regulations, one of the biggest things is clarity. The Clarity Act is going to really lock things into this guardrailed system where institutional players, enterprise players, Wall Street, they all feel comfortable jumping in. And no, it doesn't have to kill innovation. No, it doesn't have to restrict innovation. That hostile push on, crypto is no longer a concern. Now it's time to bring about clarity and regulations that can support this entire industry, make sure that this industry grows, continuously throughout the years to come, but also innovation thrives in a big way while letting the biggest players jump in. And that's why this is one of the biggest catalysts for crypto. In fact, I think that it's the largest catalyst for crypto that we have in front of us right now. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely like, subscribe, turn notifications on because I'm more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, next, thanks for watching. Peace out.